GoPro cameras have been mainstream since 2010, and many bizarre things have been captured in the memory cards within. There's no doubt in my mind that you could even find something online that was filmed by a GoPro that you might have already done in your life. Most GoPro videos consist of your traditional hunting, sports, and other similar video ideas all across the internet, but there are many cases in the world where even the world's most action-filled camera can catch some of the scarier things people encounter throughout their lives. Here are 6 scary videos you wouldn't believe happened to people if they weren't caught on GoPro camera. Number 1. Deforestation, or tree trimming in general, is enough of a dangerous endeavor, with most people that want it done ending up hiring professional trimmers to get the job done on their properties for various purposes, whether that be taking an old tree down from the area, or just having one cut down for a fire. It's not recommended to ever cut a tree down without the proper equipment. In this video, you see a man higher up in his tree, presumably in his yard. Seeing the context of the video, it looks more in the region of the US's bordering states. He seems to be dressed pretty appropriately for the task ahead, aside from any hand protection, but besides that, everything seems to go accordingly. With him having most of the proper equipment, things seem normal at first. That is, until the chainsaw itself starts to leak fluid, catching the tree on fire at its base. By the end of the video, the man makes his way down the tree safely because of the gear. However, his hands could have been severely burned due to not wearing any gloves. This video could have ended much worse for the man had the tree tipped into his yard, but by the end, he seems okay. Number 2. Hiking is a fun exercise endeavor done by many people in the world for their own reasons, whether that be to get in shape or to just take in the view. In many cases on these trails, you might find an occasional wooden bridge or rock path to cut across a variety of obstacles, many being a body of water. In this video, it shows a small group of people crossing what seems to be a small cable bridge to cut across a river. These bridges were mainly used for suspension above the water, flexibility for strong winds, and to eliminate the possibility of corroding the metal if it touches the water, or even messing with the flow of the river and wildlife beneath. As the group crosses the bridge, this happens. Upon walking across the bridge, the cable used to suspend the bridge suddenly gives way, snapping and whipping the bridge to the right and sending the innocent passerbys into the water. As far as anyone knows, no one was injured and got out of the river safely. But if the river water was more extreme in terms of flow, these guys would have very easily drowned. They should consider themselves lucky as well that the bridge cable didn't end up striking one of them, as this could have caused severe injury, or much worse. Number 3. Motorcycles often get a bad reputation for the amount of accidents that happen daily. Statistically proven, about 15% of motorcycle crashes end up being fatal. This video is proof that no matter who is at fault, someone's life could end faster than your clutch can save you. In this video, we can see 2 riders lane splitting down a busy highway. Lane splitting is already dangerous enough, as 5% of car crashes alone are caused by distracted or unaware drivers a year, and that's exactly what happens here. As you can see, these two are traveling at decently fast speeds between the traffic just to get through to the other side of the busy road. It's public knowledge that the state of California allows lane splitting and has been legalized since January 1st, 2017, which means that this is either in California or these motorcycle drivers are doing this illegally. Regardless of the context, here's what happens. Whether the fault was on the driver of the red Toyota or simply the fault of the cyclist is up to the viewer. These two parties were clearly close to being the cause of a much bigger crash had things gone worse, i.e. the cyclist was traveling faster or the red car swerved as the cyclist was passing. Either way, both the cyclist and the Toyota driver are lucky to be alive. Number 4. Now, I'd be surprised if you hadn't seen this video somewhere on the internet already, so I'll keep this short. This video shows us the point of view of someone attempting to cliff jump into the water below. Cliff jumping is an activity many thrill seekers and adrenaline junkies use to feed into their hunger for adventure. Many accidents around the world often involve stunts like this, with most of which being injuries to the ankle, leg, torso, or many other lower body areas. In this video, you can hear the cameraman frantically breathing after the hike of the cliffside to get to the top, though it's unclear whether this is nerve or being tired from the climb. Before he makes the jump, he realizes that he very easily mistook the distance he needed to clear the rocky slope. Notably in the video on his way down, you can hear the person very clearly panicking as he makes his plummet. Thankfully, the thrill seeker behind the camera survived with a very minor injury, this being a scrape on his back. As I've stated for the other few videos, he is very lucky he hadn't jumped a moment sooner, or his life could have very easily ended. Number 5. In this next video, you can clearly see another example of cliff jumping, this time around with a much more extreme height difference. 99% of these jumps involve a variety of different equipment, such as squirrel suits or parachutes. In this video, we can see that our thrill seeker in question has very possibly done this before, as he came equipped with a parachute and various pieces of climbing equipment, mostly warm clothing. However, even being an experienced person in your field won't be enough to prepare you for a possible accident. As he begins his descent, you can see that his right hand slips from one of the ropes on his parachute. These ropes are used to guide and turn the controller to slowly flutter their way to the bottom, which is often affected by the change of wind trajectory. As he loses his grip, you can clearly see him struggle to balance himself back, and begins to fall faster and faster to the rock below him, and a little later, you can hear his panic escape his windpipe.
Ah! 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 Ah!
If it wasn't for the ropes and the cord connected to his parachute, he more than likely would have fallen further down the rock and plummeted to his demise. But thanks to his chute and his awareness, he was able to catch himself with slight injuries. His initial first landing definitely made a difference, as the rest of his fall was suppressed and slower. His injuries could have been much worse had that not happened. Number 6. Ziplining is another thrill-seeking activity in which people are clipped to a harness and sent down a rope or cable to another destination much farther away, most of these runways being suspended very high in the air. Later in the video, this doesn't end up being the activity in mind, but rather dropping from the center of the cable and parachuting on the way down. In this last video, we can see two people slowly climbing across one of these cables simply to get to the center of the runway. They both seem to be dressed appropriately for the activity, and this should have been smooth sailing. However, that didn't end up being the case. As you can see, the person behind the camera slips off his gloves, possibly to get a better grip on the cable. Now, this is dangerous enough, as this cable seems to be very weathered and could possibly cut your hands if left exposed. As he continues to climb down, he loses his grip as the slope starts to catch up with him, sending the ropes connected to the harness faster and faster down the slope as gravity pulls him with. You can see that he tries to catch himself with his bare hands to no avail, almost getting them caught and injured beneath the carabiners holding him to the cable. If it wasn't for the blockage at the center of the cable, he could have very easily kept speeding up and possibly end up in a fatal accident at the end of the cable. Another quick detail to note is that upon getting down the slope, the metal-on-metal contact started to smoke, indicating that he had already been traveling at a fast speed. It's also worth mentioning that if these two weren't professionals, their ropes could have very easily failed on them, resulting in an unexpected plummet to their deaths. If it were just a regular ziplining experience, the rest of their goal goes smoothly, but these two, or at least the cameraman, could have lost their life.